Keeping it moving. Let's quickly go to college football so we can get to the splashes of the week. The sources say
What they say? What they say?
the presidents and chancellors who make up the College Football Playoffs Board of Managers held a brief discussion on Monday about major college football operating under a governance structure outside of the NCAA. I'm gonna tell you something right now. That has nothing to do with the major college. That's SEC. The SEC was the ringleader of this. They were the ones that decided, hey, we already got all of the good teams in college football. Literally all of them. Yeah, that was Tease Tabor. Go Gators. That was Tease Tabor that made that pick.
Speaking of, there's nothing that makes me more happy than another legacy just being ruined in no time whatsoever in the NCAA. You never paid any of these kids. Now these kids are getting rich and they're about to eliminate you. You can go back to focusing on badminton and volleyball because football is finna move around because you wasted their time, took advantage of too many people. This is hubris, and I love it. I love to see the NCAA get their ass kicked now because they deserve
it. If the SEC leaves, I don't know if the NCAA can sustain themselves football-wise.
Well, if anybody loses the place where you make all your money, life is gonna get difficult. Let me tell you.
That's tough. That's tough.
Think about if there's no college football, what you're reduced to.
If I'm the NFL, I don't let that happen. Because at that point, because you're a semi-pro team at that point, you semi-pro. With no governing body, and you probably are. You could be you have an avenue to a pro football league, is what I'm trying to say. If you take yourself out of a governing body and still prosper, you are now an entrepreneur, right? You don't have anybody else. So then you can come.
What's the difference between that and what the NBA has done with the G League?
So you think the NFL would allow the SEC to be the G League of the NFL? Or you think that the SEC will want to be the G League? They would make more money.
It's kind of like the NIL. Are they not the G League of the NFL right now?
I don't follow what you're saying. The NIL is the G League of...
No.
That's what you just said.
Excuse me, let me restate and clarify. So right now, the SEC is the G League of the NFL, unofficially.
Possibly. Yeah. You could say that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can't like.
Where are the majority of the players drafted from?
The SEC. Yeah.
Where do you go when it's time to look for players to add to your team?
So at that point, do you even try to make them go to school, or do you just pay them to come play football and then go to the NFL? Like, how does that work?
Once again, this is something that you and I are uniquely qualified about. What is 2 years, maybe 3 years of college really worth?
What do you mean?
What are 2 or 3 years of college really worth? If
in terms
you have
of
no
like money
of
like what are you
in life. What I'm saying is, if these guys are going to play college football for 2 or 3 years so that they can go pro, we know that they're not invested in long term.
Yeah.
The educational value. They're not, hopefully, you go back and finish your degree, but also, do you really need it? You just get to a point where we're in a different point in existence now, where if you don't go finish the degree, then what are you really going to college for?
I guess the opportunity.
But you're going the opportunity to play football, not the opportunity to get an education.
Yeah. So you saying that the play for the SEC here would be we'll just make you the semi-pro, the G League of the NFL. What does that leave with everybody? What does that leave the NCAA?
Once again, people can go to hell. I don't care where it leaves you. Leaves you out of this situation. That's where it leaves you. But that's your fault, because you could have fixed this a long time ago, and people told you to fix it. And you said, no, I just want to get rich. Well, you kept stealing and stealing and stealing, and now you're being circumvented. That's
You
your
you
fault.
just you are the Elmo meme. You just want to see chaos, chaos,
No,
chaos, chaos.
well, I would not. I don't want to see chaos. But if you haven't done anything to prevent this from happening, and you willfully took advantage of these college students, oh well, good luck and Godspeed, my friend. I don't feel bad for you at all.
No, it doesn't. Sneaky
And
leaves NCAA with March Madness, but those ratings are down because kids are going to the G League.
that was the purpose of my question. That was. Thank you, Sneaky, and thank you, Reggie. That's exactly where I was going. Your next big ticket item ain't the biggest ticket anymore.
Nope.
So now where are you at?
Badminton, tennis, baseball,
World Series of baseball. And I
softball.
mean it's good, but we also know that if you're a top tier baseball player, you're probably not playing the World Series.
Boy, Felipe
You
Franks is so
you
bad
you,
as a passer.
you ever you ever seen Ronald Acuna play in World Series, College World Series, or real World Series?
Neither.
But yeah, it's just I was testing to see if what you was gonna answer to that. But it's just that there's more value in an understudy minor league than there is in you wasting time going to college and possibly getting in trouble doing stupid shit.
You know what's interesting about this? When it comes to money and it comes to these, damn, you're so bad, Felipe. Lord, when it comes
Why
to
are you
like,
watching that?
because it's the Falcons, I gotta watch it.
No, you don't.
We gotta talk about it. I gotta have something to talk about.
I'm gonna tell you, I will never. Y'all ain't got to worry about Norwood having Felipe Franks quarterback talk. I saw it enough in Florida. I'm not watching it with the Falcons.
The Big 10 ended. The Big 10 ended their, what is it I want to say? They ended their negotiations with ESPN. And are with CBS. Now, my Southern bias is showing because, damn boy, you are horrible. There's no way that I can probably get used to Big 10 football on CBS. Like when you hear that CBS intro, like that's SEC, like all day.
Sneaky, you make me sick.
That's SEC all day. So for now, I will say the Big 10 definitely capitalized because this is a $7 billion deal. This is a huge deal. The deal with ESPN was $350 million, and they was like, $350 million. We reject that. And ESPN said, "Yo, y'all not the SEC." CBS, Fox, NBC Universal, which is now a Peacock, partner with the Big 10 Network and FS1, and beginning July 1st, 2023 to 2030, this deal is $7 billion with, and the thing I want y'all to see is at least $7 billion. It has built-in escalators that could take it up to $10 billion. So that little $350 million negotiation offer that they had with ESPN was basically a fuck you. That's pretty much what it was because you knew you weren't taking that deal.
I miss that. You're right. If you offer me $350 million and I'm worth $7 billion, that is you probably got to cuss that person out.
Or just not answer.
That's like somebody like, hey man, I'll buy your car for $7. Bro, step outside.
So the bid ESPN turned down, and this is what I'm going to read, turned down for Big 10 was 7 years, $380 million, would have been for about 13 games or half of their current 27-game package. Access to the second and third best Big 10 games were limited to ESPN's primetime window, where they have deals to show the SEC and ACC. So basically, they were like, we're not going to show anything but your main game, and we're only going to pay you for half of the games. And keep in mind, that's it.
So I have two different points of view on this. Number one, they never were interested in this offer.
Ever.
They didn't want you to. They made the offer so egregious. We know you won't take it.
It's disrespect.
Yeah, you just had. But I don't hate. Once you kind of break down what ESPN said I'll pay you for,
I'm out. I'm out.
no, wait, but that's what I think they should be paid for. I think the breakdown was commiserate with their value. Now, the value is what somebody else will pay. But Big 10, what are the teams in the Big 10?
Ohio State.
Who else?
Michigan.
Who else?
Michigan State. Penn State.
And Michigan.
Michigan State.
Out of those four, because that's the only four teams that you would even dare mention, three of them have not played in the national championship in God knows how long.
I think you are focused on football too much.
That's what that is what carries. This is what the money is for.
The Big 10 historically has had good basketball as well. The basketball here is what
basketball ain't where the money is though.
But the basketball adds to the value of this contract. Because you have now nationally advised games,
Michigan State,
televised games. You got Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State. I don't know about Penn State. I don't know who else is
Wisconsin,
in the Big 10. USC, UCLA, UCLA. You had in Wisconsin. Well, Indiana, Wisconsin's not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
They're
nope. I'm pushing back. Who in the NBA did you see at Michigan that you were like, oh, that guy's good? Who did you? Nah, it's just not enough value for me. It's nowhere near enough value
versus the SEC in basketball.
No,
just
the
in general.
SEC is a one-trick pony. We are here to play football early and aggressive, and we are what everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
Nope.
Maryland's in the Big 10. I forgot about Maryland.
The SEC is the Rudy Gobert of conferences.
So when you think about it now, go ahead.
We do one thing, and we do that very, very good.
I thought Rudy Gobert's good, but he makes 70% of the shots. But no, we're not going to say that. If you think about CBS now, they have a lock on major college football with Big 10 and SEC. And now they have Big 10 and SEC basketball, which we do say basketball is not as popular as it used to be. That's still a monopoly. The only other good basketball, not only other, the Big 10 is probably the third or fourth best basketball conference, right? You got ACC, Big 12, then you got Big 10, SEC fighting it out somewhere in there.
Depends on the day.
So, but CBS, Fox, and NBC have a monopoly, and now they can show Big 10 basketball on. I don't remember watching college basketball on NBC. I don't know.
I don't want to watch that.
I don't remember it, but I mean, this was a very lucrative deal for the Big 10, and the more I read about it, I mean, there's no way that the ESPN even they just were out on it. They was like, y'all not worth it. Y'all not worth it.